What do I feel like it takes to be successful in the game? That's today's topic. What does it take, Sasha, Blackjack? What do you feel like it take to have success in the game? First of all, in order to reap the full benefits of the game, you got to be 100% committed. I don't feel like the game gives to those that are not 100% in. Like, as far as part-time hookers goes, part-time hoes goes, like, your blessing, that big blessing that come from the game, it's not coming to you. Success in the game, it takes blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of long nights, a lot of restless nights. And like I say, you got to be 100% dedicated. If you're not giving 100%, some of them crazy nights that you hear about girls, you know what I'm saying, making 60,000 in one night, 80,000 in one night, this, that, and the third, like, that'll never happen to you. Let's chop game. Let's talk about, stalking boulevards, going from spot to spot, with no date, being ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody really on shit tonight. Them long nights of going from spot to spot in your heels, feet hurting, blisters, from this motherfucker not being on shit to this motherfucker not being on shit, you know what I'm saying? Outside trying to come up from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. And if you ask me, every 304 that's done came out on top done had nights and times and certain moments where she's cried, where she wondered if this thing was even gonna work out, where she thought she couldn't do it, even though a lot of 304s, now that they on top now that they on top now, they don't speak about them times, you know what I'm saying? Like, them the times that people hate to admit, the time where, the game was so rough and the game was so tough to where you shedded a tear. What does it take to be successful in the game? It takes staying down no matter what. Like, even when shit is tight, even when shit is hard, late nights, early morning, like I told y'all, blood, sweat, and tears, determination, ambition. Say, okay, Blackjack, what does it take to, like, finally have one of them nights that you was talking about? You know what I'm saying? $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 night. What does it take to hit that? Well, if you are a 304 that's primarily on the internet, it take getting out of your ways, to be honest. It's gonna be a lot of times where you outside and you stalking the boulevards and you going from this spot to that spot and you're not coming up. But you gotta believe in the game and you gotta believe that it's true. You gotta put in 110% and still be willing to go out here and try. Try and try and try, even if it's to no prevail. A lot of nights, a lot of nights you might find yourself confused. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can make more consistent money on the internet. Like, why am I steady coming out here? You coming out here for a better purpose. Like, you coming out here for a better outcome. And trust me, like, once you get the freestyling and you get out here moving and grooving and you really believe in freestyling and you give it 110%, you gonna see why it's 100% better than the internet, and why you gonna come out with more money than working the internet. I would say the internet is consistent. It's consistent with 1,000, 2,000, or whatever. But it's like, would you rather make Would you rather make consistently $7 to $1,400 a day, or would you rather come up on $10 or $15,000 in one day, once per week, off one person? And it gets better than that. Like once you really catch the groove of it and you find your groove, you know what I'm saying? You find your whole stroke or whatever, it gets better than that. Better than 10, 15,000 from one person. You know what I'm saying? This shit actually really gets serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you get your stripes. Like that's how you become like a official in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like when you finally take your training wheels off. You know what I'm saying? Like I call working on the internet and only being an escort, you know, a girl that only works online and that's it. I call that being on training wheels. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, outside is bulletproof. Outside is bulletproof, and it's nothing better than like knowing that you know how to get it, whether the phones is ringing or not. It's a different confidence that comes over your hoeing when you know that you can just get dressed and go outside and you're not worried about no phones. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not having to fuck a motherfucker for 200, or you know, bargain with this motherfucker about 150, and you know, all of the issues that these tricks come with from being online, from having too many options, from you know, being too entitled and all of that. It's just different. It's a different bragging right that come with that. You know, it's this kind of I know something you don't know, like look and energy you gonna have about like girls that only play the phones and limit themselves to that. Like once you know something else, like I promise you, once you get your first taste of like breaking one person for 7,500, 10 G's, 12 G's in one night from outside, like that shit gonna turn you out, shorty. That shit gonna turn you out. And you speaking to a hoe that's been turned out. Well, not you speaking to, you listening to a hoe, an ex-hoe that's been turned out, you know? It just hit different. Like, damn, you know? I normally had to see all these clients to make 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 in a day. And it's like the girls on the internet that's making 1,000 or 1,200, like they really feel like they winning. But it's like you really can do less and make more once you believe in it. You got to believe. And what made me believe is when I seen, not even when I seen it for myself, it was just from like being around it, you know, being in a household that's mainly focused on going outside and like seeing other 304s come in with this and that from one motherfucker, from just being outside for a few hours. See, I tell you, once you get the hang of the shit, once you really get the hang of the shit and you find your groove, you don't even have to be outside for too long like you did in the beginning. Like in the beginning, you training, you got to learn how it go. You got to find your groove, you know? But what does it take to be successful in the game, to finally reach the point where you hit these crazy numbers? You know what I'm saying? To become like a real official. Like I say, you got to give 110%. These kind of rewards do not come to 304s that, you know, is so close-minded, only limit themselves to one way of working, feel like they won. You know what I'm saying? These bitches, a lot of hoes out here is feeling like they won because they in the room making 700, 800, 1,200 in a day off the internet, when really like it's higher levels than that in the game. It is. And you gotta be full time, because when you part time, like if you are a 304 that's part time, you're not gonna take it as serious. You're not gonna have the ambition, the determination, the drive to get out here and, you know what I'm saying, keep beating. Like when you really mean it, and when the game is all you got and you determined to make it work, you gon' like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna keep breaking this door down. But when you got something else going on and you ain't really taking the game seriously, if it's a slow night outside, you're gonna be like, okay, well, it's slow, I'm gonna just go in. Or, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just go back to posting my ads, because at least I was getting a couple dollars, versus me being outside stalking this boulevard. I'm steady stalking the boulevard and ain't shit going on, you know? But you listening to a 304 that's like an X 304, I keep calling myself X 304, that's really been like turned out. And sometimes it can be a slow night, going from spot to spot from like 9 p.m. until like 5 a.m. But probably at about 6:30 a.m. that's when you come up, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you would have had the strength to keep going, the ambition to keep going, the drive to keep going. But a lot of girls that's in the game part-time, like, they not putting all of that into this. And so they not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen for them, because they don't really mean it. And I really believe that, you know, the game, it'll really happen for those that really mean it, you know? If you out here and you really mean it, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before your time come, and you gonna see it, and it's gonna happen for you, because you mean it and you dedicated to it, and you really give the game 100%, and you totally believe in it, and you're not out here fucking around. So if that's you, if somebody's listening to this video and that's you, it's gonna happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Just keep mashing and keep believing and keep going hard. And yeah, that's the message that I got for today.